Satnam.
Satnam.
Today we would like to talk about the level 1 training, which purpose is to become a teacher, Kundalini yoga teacher. And there is an oath which is connected to this teacher, and we wanted to develop a little bit about that because there is a lot of misunderstanding about the oath of the teacher in Kundalini yoga. So this oath is, I am not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm not a person, I'm not myself, I am a teacher.
So we do it with the finger.
Yeah. So the I am a teacher, which is connected to the thumb, which is connected to my ID, what I manifest at that moment. And many times this oath is understood as I am not a man, I am not a woman, and so on, to put that aspect aside, which means in order to be a teacher, I cannot be myself. In order to be a teacher, I need to be more than that. In order to be a teacher, I need to be perfect because these parts are limited. You know, if I'm a man, I'm not a woman. I mean, today there are some mixture of that. And it's not what it means. It means that I am aware of my limitation in that role. As a man, I am limited because as a man, I cannot have the experience as a woman. As a woman is the same. As myself is the same. As a person is the same. So it's about being aware of my limitation. And this is what is happening when we teach. When we teach, we play a polarity. So there is the teacher that gives and the student that receive. So there is a tension there. And this tension will mirror both our conscious self and our subconscious. Will bring some light on our limitation. And we are not there to deny them and saying, oh no, I should not be angry, or I should not have fear or anxiety because I am a teacher. No, it's the opposite of that. I open the space to welcome this, because if I resist it, if I ignore it, they will take the control of who I am. But am I able to accept completely 100% that information? And if I'm able to do that, it will not disturb the class. It will be included.
Then it's also another way to put it is the identification. When we say, I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm not a person, I'm not myself, I am a teacher, is that I do not identify with these parts. What happens when I identify to any of these roles or these parts is that then the class will be about me. I have to do a good class. Oh my God, I did a mistake. How can I forgive myself? I'm not a good teacher. It's never, for a teacher is never about ourselves. It's the main goal is I am a teacher. And a teacher is someone that is there in the present moment to support the experience that the student have to do in this moment. So who cares if I am a man, if I am a woman, if I am a person, if I am myself? Of course, I am all of that. This is why I spoke about identification. I am never just one of these four. I am all of it at the same time. And I accept, as Satmukh spoke about limitation, I accept this limitation because it's not about my limitation this moment. It's about how do I deliver, which is the part of me that in this moment should be delivering. This is the teacher.
And it's also responsibilities, because it's a role I take. So in that role, I have responsibilities. And these responsibilities is how much I am prepared to embrace that role. That means to welcome how the teaching will impact the students, and this impact will resonate in my structure. So am I stable enough in order to be able to take the impact, also the reaction of my subconscious in relationship to that impact? Am I able to contemplate it? And this is why we prepare ourselves. We prepare ourselves doing a kriya, repeating the kriya we will teach, and the meditation is not to know how to teach it. it's in order to be able to receive the multiple impact of that kriya on unique structure, because each student will react in different ways. So the more you're prepared, the more you are familiar with this impact, and the more you're able to contemplate it. So I am a teacher is I am in the moment.
And I am not perfect, I am a teacher. Yeah.
It's just the capacity to embrace the moment that we cultivate through a teacher training. And maybe you will not teach Kundalini Yoga, or maybe you don't even want to teach Kundalini Yoga. And this is not so important, because it's not what we are talking about. Apply every moment in your life. Are you able to be a teacher in any moment of your life? That means to develop this capacity to contemplate and to use this pressure that is happening within as a tool of transformation. Because in a class, what does the teacher do? He might put into words what is happening in terms of sensation, emotion, for the student to realize what is going on underneath, and to bring it into the light, into the consciousness. So this is the guru, from the darkness to the light. And when it brings to the light, I can digest it, I can realize it. So this teacher, when you start to apply that in your life, it makes things easier, because you are not so personal. So this is what it means.
And you explore also facets of yourself that you don't know or that you don't want to see, is by accepting. So teacher, you accept to digest them, to see them, and to take responsibility for what you feel.
Yeah, you're in touch with the unknown. Every time you come to teach, you don't know what will happen. So it really cultivates the capacity to be in touch with the unknown. And when we talk about personal, impersonal, you want to mention something about that?
No, you can. Before that, I just wanted to say, I wanted to connect to what you said about practicing. It's very important. We do not practice to become better version of ourselves. We do not practice to become perfect. If we do that with that intention, we increase the gap between me today and what I want to become. And this gap will never be filled. There is no perfection that will save you or will make you better or more liked or more loved. It's happening now, it's within you, and this is already perfect as it is, because if you are like this, there's no mistake. We are who we are in this moment. So we practice to be able to embrace the present moment and who we are now. We don't practice to become someone else. So relax when you do teacher training level 1. Many says, oh, I cannot teach because I'm not perfect, because I don't know that yet, because I don't got that yet. Just teach out of passion, in innocence, and don't teach, of course, whatever you like. Just practice in order to create a stability. And then from this point, this is your connected to the personal, impersonal. This is your, then will become your impersonal parts, because you are connected to the whole. And it's not a personal goal where you want to satisfy your need to be loved today, or to be better than your neighbor, or to be loved by your students, or to be seen as a teacher. This is all very egocentric, I would say.
Yeah, there is a desire, which is the
Of
personal.
course, yeah.
There is a desire to
the passion.
to share whatever it is, Kundalini Yoga or something else, and to communicate, to be in communion, I would say. So this is the personal desire, and this is the energy you put to prepare, to maybe make research, and this curiosity. And then the impersonal part, is I have no expectation. Because the moment I have an expectation towards me, or towards the student, or towards how should be my class, then I am not there anymore. And the path of Kundalini Yoga is very much inspired by Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak would travel, meet people, and in the resonance of the relationship with these people, would chant. That means he would use the sound, which is very much used in Kundalini Yoga, like a poetry, what we call the Shabad, a specific sound with a specific meaning, in order to bring the light into what the people around were not aware of. That means, like when you are caught into certain habits in the identification and whatever trends, the Kriya or the Shabad, the sound, is there to show you that. And this is the awakening, is when you realize how much you are caught by your own self. And Guru Nanak was simply doing that by chanting. Today we use Kriya for that, or because it helps, and we don't have the same sensitivity. We use also the Shabad, the sound, but it's only what we do. We somehow are there to hold the space. What is to hold the space is not something to do. It's about listening deeply, and from that listening, delivering what is there. But for sure, when we start, we need some techniques. We need a frame, and this is what you learn in the teacher training, a kind of structure or frame of a class, because when you start to journey into that space, you need some balise. How do you say that? Some
balise, luggage.
No.
Wait.
Balise. You know, like in the sea, you need some something to guide you.
Ah, okay, yes.
But the ultimate goal is very simple. It's to be you, accepting completely you and listening completely to you in relationship to what is happening.
So there is some doing in order to be. If you keep on doing, that's the wrong path. Basically, is that there is a moment where you have gained enough practice and enough tool that you are able to relax with what you see. It doesn't mean that what you see will become better. It's your attitude that changed and is more prone to accept the reality as it is, rather than wanting absolutely to change according to your ideal, your criteria. Yeah. So we change what we can, of course, this if we have enough stamina, if we practice, but we don't try to change or put our nose where we are not meant to do. Yeah. So that's also important to say. It's not a struggle. Yeah.
And that makes the teaching alive. This teacher, this presence, makes the teaching, makes Kundalini Yoga constantly renewed and updated. So we don't teach Kundalini Yoga, which is this or that. We are experiencing through a specific frame what is life. And this is important because we try to put everything in boxes. Kundalini Yoga is this or that. No, it's not. In that attitude, in that presence, it's some tools and frame and context in order for us to meet. In that polarities teacher-student, there is a meeting happening and we all grow from it. It's not something which is static. And you are not static, you are in constant change. And this is what we learn as a teacher, that we are in constant change. But do I have the stamina, the stability, the nervous system in order to integrate this change and increase how much I can love and welcome life?
One last word on the personal impersonal, because this is also something where we are always confused and we hear so many things. Impersonal, it's not called you lose any face expression, and it's not you is the universe. Impersonal is still you. There cannot be anything else existing as you. Impersonal just means that you are not attached to your personal little goal of the moment, but that you see the whole picture of your life and the life of others. So impersonal is when you are able to attach to your infinity, but it's still you.
Yeah, very important. It's still your qualities, your character,
yes,
your personality.
Still you.
I mean, we have a lot of that in China because they have an image of the teacher very strict. So they come on the stage and
yes,
and
it changed,
yes.
But it's through years.
But this kind
yes.
of habit about what
I
should
become
be a
someone
teacher.
else. I go on the stage and I become someone else. No, does not exist yet.
So being impersonal, it's being you, but not making it about you.
Yes.
Satnam.
Satnam.